Hello everybody, welcome back to Cannonball Cottage. Today we're going to be doing pan-fried entrecote steak, which is a sirloin steak with a creamy mushroom, tarragon and pepper sauce. In the pan we have some olive oil and some butter, which I've just been bringing up to temperature, and here we have the two entrecote steaks. Once we've pan-fried these, we're just going to sear them on each side very quickly, and then we're going to progress to the onions, the garlic, the tarragon and the mushrooms, and then we're going to put the steaks back into the sauce. We've got some cream and we've got some gravy soaked stock. Really, it's gravy, but you can use whatever stock that you have, and corn flour to thicken it up. This is already a gravy that I've already made up. So okay, what we're going to do then is, assuming this pan is already, yeah, it's hot enough. Hear that sizzle? Listen to that sizzle. That's what we're looking for. On we go with the steaks. So what we're going to do is turn the power up a little bit, what we're trying to do is just get a nice brownie seasoned, well, you know, pan seasoned, I should say, covering to the steak. So hopefully that's going to start browning up nicely. Basically all it does is seal the steak, and that's all we want to do. You can see there, look how it's sealed. That side, it smells absolutely wonderful. There you go, look at that. I'm just going to seal this now, just for a few seconds. While we're waiting, I suppose it'd be rude to not have a drink, really, would it? So here we go, cheers. Thirsty work, this cooking. Well, that's even better, that one. That's seasoned really nicely. Look at that, how that's wonderful. So I'm now going to take them out, because I'll go back into the sauce afterwards. In go the onions. Just a medium onion. Into this butter and olive oil that we put in to begin with. Now these onions will just quickly soften up. Just give those a minute or two. Then what we'll do is we'll actually put in the tarragon, and look how they're really browning up really well. Look at that, softening up. We don't want to crisp them up, we just want them to release a little bit of their moisture so that they just soften up. And you can see that how they're softening up, look at that, and also colouring slightly. Lovely jubbly, look at that. Then what we're going to do, we're going to put the mushrooms in actually. I beg your pardon, we're going to put the garlic in first. I've forgotten the garlic. And we don't want that to go on too far because we don't want to overcook the garlic, otherwise it goes a little bit bitter. So it's basically just to, yeah, you can smell it now. Once you start getting the smell from the garlic, it's now time to move on, and we're going to put the mushrooms in. And I did say I was going to put the tarragon in before, but I'm not. I'm going to add the tarragon a little bit later. Now when you're frying these mushrooms, you'll notice that immediately I put the mushrooms in, all the oil and the butter has completely disappeared. That's because the mushrooms, they're a bit like sponges really, and they soak up everything. Then once they start cooking, they start releasing it all back to the pan. So this will just take a few minutes for it to go on, and how can you see? Just look how it's dried out the pan. Incredible, these mushrooms. And as I said, just giving it a few minutes, it'll all come back again. All that moisture will come back to the pan. And in the meantime, you can see the onions are beginning to cook through, and the garlic is just adding the flavour to that. I'm now going to add the tarragon. There's a teaspoon of tarragon there, and tarragon actually goes with mushrooms really, really well. It sort of really complements the mushrooms, brings out the flavour. Fantastic, especially once we start introducing this gravy and this cream to make this sauce. I mean, when we had our restaurant to do this kind of, we wouldn't have had the time to stand and cook an individual sauce like this, so everything was pre-prepared, so that if you wanted a mushroom sauce, it would have already been made up, and then you just add it to the pan just to reheat it. And just like all restaurants do, the Indian restaurants have got all their sauces ready. The meat is pre-cooked. The only thing that we did in our restaurant was that steaks, for instance, were never ever pre-cooked. They were all cooked to order, but the actual sauce that we provided with the steak would have just been reheated in the pan with the steak. And as I said, the same with the Chinese, and they've got everything ready to go because it's such a fast and furious business to be in, so that you can try and keep all your customers satisfied and they're not waiting too long. And because to stand here and do this, as you can see, takes considerable time. Now these mushrooms are beginning to start letting this moisture back out again. I don't know if you can actually see how the mushrooms have gone from being dry to this moisture-based feel to it, and giving it a little bit further, it would have released all that oil and all the mushrooms, the moisture from within the mushrooms. Mushrooms are probably 80% moisture, but yeah, look, anyway, the mushrooms are really browning up nicely. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add a little bit of this gravy, this prepared gravy, and let's see how we go with that, just to create this sauce. And as you can hear, listen to that, lovely, lovely, jubbly. Look at that. I'm going to add a bit more sauce or gravy. And at this point, we're now going to add the pepper. I haven't added any salt as yet. I'm going to leave that until the last moment, because look at that, how that's boiling away. Now we're going to add some cream. See how we go with that, see if that's enough. And of course you can add as much pepper as you like. Depending on how spicy, but this is only black pepper anyway. I suppose you could add some, you know, that's a little bit on the thick side. I'm probably going to add a little bit of water to that. There you go, look at that. Let's see. I don't know whether to add a little bit of water to that at the moment. I think I will, just a little drop. Just a little drop of water. So let me just check before. Just put a little bit of water. I've got a little bit of water in the glass. Needs to be loosened up slightly, yes, a little bit more. That's loosened it slightly. Turn it down slightly. I'm just going to give that a little bit of a taste to see if we need any salt. See, I'm not a salt lover, but for me, that's good. Just a tiny little bit more water. Well, that's just coming back to temperature. A little bit more. And what we'll do, take this out of the way. I think that's about the right consistency. Let me just give it a taste. Let me just see if that's probably could, yeah, might be a little bit on the thick side, but that's for you to decide whether you want to what consistency you want with. So now this is the next step, and that is to put the steak back into the sauce, into the pan. There you go. Add a little bit of this juice if there's any came out of the steaks. Let's just move that little glass on the plate. And what we have here, just reheat these steaks back through again. And while that's happening, you'll never guess what I'm going to do again now. Unbelievable. I'm now going to have another drink of wine while that's just coming back to temperature. As I've said, very, very thirsty work cooking. Cheers, everyone. So, taste time. Yum yum. Oh, yeah. But you can add, as I said, you can add salt to it if you wish. But for me, it doesn't need any salt at all. It's absolutely scrummy, scrumptious. Yum. Yum. Wow. I'll just get the temperature gauge and just take the, oh yeah, oh, it's well and truly ready. Absolutely well and truly ready. I'm going to turn it off actually. And we're going to just have this with some salad. And you can serve it with, well, vegetables, whatever, but we're just going to have this wonderful steak dish, and it's basically, as I've said, it's pan-fried entrecote steak, which is a sirloin steak with a creamy mushroom and tarragon pepper sauce. I'm just going to place the steak on each plate. There you go. And then what we're going to do is add this wonderful creamy mushroom, tarragon and pepper sauce. And then let's just do this one. Here we go. If I can get to it. You won't be disappointed with this if you try this. What a fabulous, fabulous, fabulous meal. And of course, we've had salad with it, basically because this sauce can be very filling. So we're happy just to have the sauce. And there you go. What we've got there is, I'll just put a little bit of parsley on if there's, yes, I've got some here. A little bit of parsley over the steak and the sauce, just to give it that finishing touch. And there you have pan-fried entrecote steak with a creamy mushroom, tarragon and pepper sauce here in Cannonball Cottage in the afternoon. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy this and give it a try. Give us a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Subscribe to our channel. Make a comment and I'll get back to you with any queries that you may well have. Thanks for watching. See you again soon. Cheers. Great meal.